Hello there, and you're very welcome along to this yoga storytelling video. My name is Deirdre of Antheus Holistic Therapies, and I'm based in the Yoga Well Studios in Dunshaughlin, County Meath. These yoga stories are brought to you today with the Meath County Council Summer Programme. So grab a mat, a blanket, maybe an eye pillow. And we're going to begin by sitting tall. We'll begin by listening to our yoga bell. We're going to follow the sound right till to the very end. Well done. This time we're going to close your eyes and tune into the sound of the yoga bell. And when you can no longer hear any sound, then open your eyes. So closing down your eyes. And you should have your eyes open now. Well done. Let's do that one more time. Close down your eyes. Bring your attention within. Very good. Opening up your eyes. Well done, everyone. Let's start the class by chanting an Om together. So make sure you're sitting tall in a cross-legged position or kneeling position. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears, give them a squeeze, and bring them together on your back. Tuck your chin just in slightly and grow tall through the top of your head. Breathe in for Om. Very good. We are going to be talking about the summer solstice today. The summer solstice is on the 21st of June. It's when we mark the longest, it's called the longest day of the year. It's when we have the most sunshine. And people celebrate it in all sorts of different ways. But in County Meath, people can go up to the hill of Tara and sometimes they watch the sunrise or the sunset or maybe both. And it's a great time to just get out in nature and celebrate the summer days. So we're going to do what's called, it's like a choo-choo breath. It sounds a bit like a choo-choo train, and it helps us get good and hot as if you were out in the sun. So sit tall. You can place your hands onto your tummy. We're going to breathe in. I'm going to sit sideways just to show you. You breathe in through your nose and your mouth is closed. You fill up your belly with air. And when you breathe out, your belly snaps back and you force the air out of your nose again. So just watch. See how it sounds a bit like a choo-choo train? Do you want to try it with me? So when you breathe in, tummy fills up. And when you breathe out, your tummy snaps in and you let the air out. And then your tummy naturally fills up again with air and you do it all over again. Ready? Breathing in. Breathe out fully. And breathe in 3/4 of the way. And let's begin. Breathe out fully. Very good. Start off really slow. If you find you're getting a little bit dizzy or you might feel a little bit sick from it, return your breathing to normal. If not, let's try it again. Breathe in and breathe out fully. Closing your mouth, breathe in through your nose 3/4 of the way and begin. Breathe out fully. Take a deep breath in and out. Do you notice how your tummy feels a little bit hotter? We're going to try and speed it up now if that feels okay for you. But like I said, if you feel you're getting a little bit dizzy or you might feel a little bit sick, just return your breath to normal breathing. Okay, so let's begin. Breathe in fully and breathe out. Breathe in 3/4 of the way and let's begin. Breathe out fully. Take a deep breath in and out. Closing down your eyes, bringing your hands to your tummy and feeling the warmth from underneath your hands into your tummy, like the sun shining down upon you. Just notice your belly floating up and sinking down. Floating up like the sun rising, and floating down like the sun setting. And now trying to make the rise longer, so filling your belly up there, and making the sun sink longer as well, so breathing out nice and slowly. And doing this again. And sunset, and one last time, sunrise and sunset. Very good. Return your hands to your lap. You can open up your eyes, guys. In yoga, there's a lovely sequence called sun salutations, and if you manage to make it up to the hill of Tara or not, you could practice this sequence on the summer solstice. You might see people up in Tara practicing this. So would you like to try it with me? I'll talk you through it. So we're going to stand at the top of your mat. This is our tall stone position. So we're solid, really, really solid. And I'm going to name the pose. This is going to be call and response. So after I say it, I would like you to say what I've just said. Okay, so standing in our tall stone pose. Hands together, namaste. Butterfly up. Butterfly down. Ragdoll. Ragdoll. Step back. Plank pose. Downward dog. Upward dog. Downward ruff. Upward arr. Downward ruff. Step forward. Ragdoll. Ragdoll. Butterfly up, and namaste. I hope you got that. We're going to try it again. So after I call the name of the position, you say it and do it after me. We try again? So stand tall in our stone pose. Namaste. Butterfly up, butterfly down, ragdoll, ragdoll, step back, plank pose, downward dog, upward dog, downward ruff, upward arr, downward ruff, step forward, ragdoll, ragdoll, butterfly up, namaste. Well done, guys. Very, very good. Next thing we're going to do is read a story all about Tara. Now before we do that, we're going to talk just a little bit about Tara. So Tara is a real ancient sacred site in County Meath, and like I said, celebrations will go on there on the 21st of June, the summer solstice, and lots of the ancient kings and queens of Ireland would have come from there, and there would have been a lot of warriors. So I'm going to show you our warrior pose if you'd like to join me. Feet together, hands on your hips, step your right leg forward, point the back toe out just a little bit, and bend into the front knee, standing tall like a warrior. Keep those legs good and strong. If you feel okay here, swoop your arms up either side of your head. Very good. Now we're going to, that's our warrior one, we're going to go into our warrior two pose. We're going to straighten the front leg for a second. Turn your body around so you're facing forward, so you're probably facing me. Arms are out to shoulder height. Now turn your back foot out a little bit further now. Well done. Turn your head so you're looking over your front fingers. Yeah, and we're going to bend into that knee. Very good. Standing tall like a warrior. Fantastic. Now, not all warriors are fierce. We have peaceful warrior. So, run your back hand down your back leg and reach the other hand up and over, looking up as if you're stretching up towards the sun. Very good. Come back into our warrior two. Standing tall warrior. Great. Hands onto your hips. Going to turn so you're facing, not forward anymore. Okay. Bend into that knee again. Turn the toes back in just slightly. And arms up and overhead, warrior one. Very good. Hands onto your hips, feet together. So everything we do on one side in yoga, we have to do on the other. Okay, so turning around. I did the right leg forward that time, so I'm going to do the left leg forward this time. Turn the back toes out just a little bit. Straight leg first off. Stand tall. And bending into your knee. Front knee, well done. If you feel good and steady here through your warrior legs, bring your arms up and overhead. Fantastic. Straighten the front leg, hands on your hips for a moment, and turning your body around. Just the back foot has to come out just a tiny bit now. That's it. Stretch your arms up to shoulder height. Turn your neck and head so you're looking over your fingertips. Warrior two, bend into that front knee. Take a breath, stretch out strong like a warrior. Peaceful warrior. Rub your hand back down your leg and reach the front arm up, looking up towards the sun. Take a breath in. Super. Back into your warrior two. Take a breath here. Very good. Hands onto the hips, straighten the leg for a moment. Turn your whole body so you're facing over your front knee. Yeah, and bending into the front knee again. Standing tall. You might turn your back foot in just a tiny bit. If you feel good here, arms up and overhead. Very good. Hands on back onto the hips and feet together. Remember that sequence of 3 warrior poses for our story, won't you? So sitting down, sit tall for story. We are going to learn about the Stone of Destiny. This book is the story of Tara. And the story was adapted by author Anne Carroll. So the people met at the hill of Tara and decided that they would call this new man the leader, the High King. One man stepped forward, put his hand on the magical standing stone and said, "I am the bravest warrior and will rule wisely if you choose me to be the High King." So ready, remember we did our tall standing stone pose. That's it. We're going to go straight into our warrior one pose. Bend into your front knee. Back foot out just a tiny bit. Arms up and overhead. Very good. Hands onto the hips. Turn your body. Stretch your arms out. Back foot comes out slightly. Warrior two. And into peaceful warrior. Very good. Back into warrior two. Hands onto your hips, turning around, straighten the front leg. Then bend into that front knee again. Arms up and overhead. Warrior one. Hands onto your hips and feet together. Well done. We'll just do it to the right this time. Sitting back down. They set him a number of challenges to prove his strength and wisdom, all of which he successfully met. Then he stood again at the standing stone, placed his hand on it, and told the huge crowd, "I am your High King." Before anyone could say a word, the stone shrieked with immense power, and the eerie sound was heard in all corners of Ireland. So let's do our warrior poses to the other side. Facing to the left, left leg forward. Back foot out slightly and bend into your front knee. Standing tall like the warrior. Arms up and overhead. Take a breath in. Very good. We're going to turn your body so you can keep the knee bent. Straight into warrior two and looking over your front fingertips, stretching tall. Back into peaceful warrior. Very good. Warrior two. Turning back into warrior one. Hands onto your hips and feet together. Super. The people stepped back in fear, but the new High King said, "This is the Leafall, the stone of destiny. From now on, whoever wants to be High King must meet with the stone's approval." And so it happened. Through all the centuries of High Kings that followed, no candidate was successful unless the stone of destiny shrieked and was heard throughout the land. So that's the story of the Leafall, or the stone of destiny, up on the hill of Tara. And if you're ever up there, you can go up and see, does it shriek for you? So guys, sitting back down, I'm going to go to and do our relaxation now, after all our strong yoga poses. So getting your blanket, you can lie down on your back, wrapping your blanket around you. Even warriors have to get lots of sleep and rest. If you have your eye pillow now, you can make yourself nice and cozy and place it over your eyes. And just settling your mind, settling your body now. I want you to imagine now that your yoga mat is a magic carpet. And it whisks you away to the soft grass near the Leafall on the hill of Tara on the summer solstice. There's some beautiful smells of fresh grass. You feel the sun beating down on your face. You enjoy its warmth down through your face, your chest, your tummy. You feel the warmth down through your legs, onto your feet, and your whole body feels lovely and warm as you watch as the sun begins to set all over the green grass up on the hill of Tara. You take a deep breath in, and it's almost like the sun is rising and then setting in your whole body. And now take a deep breath in. Take one more look around. And it's time to come back. Back onto your yoga mat. Stretching your body whatever way you want to. Be wriggling your toes and fingers and give yourself a big hug. And making your way up to seated, bringing your hands together in prayer and to your chest. Thank you for joining me for today's yoga class. Namaste.